Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, everyone. My name is Grim. Today we're checking out Baki Do Part 1, Chapters 12 through 14. This is an Itagaki Keisuke masterpiece, and thank you all for following along with me so far. So we're, like I said, 12 through 14. Chapter 12 is entitled Medium. What's locked inside? Nuclear weapons? A dinosaur? A super secret weapon? Ah, it's him. Patiently waiting until the day he wakes up. Enjoy your sweet dreams of being the strongest of the world. Morning is coming for you. What awesome words. That was great. She's a professional medium known as Madame Yaga. She was born with an amazing gift passed down from our ancestors. She can easily invoke and talk with the dead. No way. Like a holy priestess? A witch, perhaps? A necromancer? Come on. Mr. Tokugawa, are you making fun of us? What's the point of this? She doesn't just call herself a medium. She takes the business to a whole different level. You are all right to be suspicious. However, none of you have any idea. She's the only one in the world that can pull this off. Something you wouldn't achieve in 100 years. You fool. You dare disturb my slumber? You're a simple commoner. I should impale your head on a spike. Rand didn't let them come in. If you're not going to fulfill my wishes for revenge... Who's that? What? She invoked Oda Nobunaga. Nobunaga Oda, June 23rd, 1534 through June 21st, 1582. Was a powerful samurai, daimyo, feudal lord, and warlord of Japan in the late 16th century who initiated the unification of Japan near the end of the warring states. Why? This dude backs back. Disappear before I kill you, tells the old lady. Okay, it's over. Next. Well, I heard that you can summon anybody from any part of history. That's correct. Well, Madam Yaga, how about JF Kennedy, that famous American president? Can you invoke him? Of course I can. You think you... Can I call him for you? Yeah, please. She puts her hands together. Hi, boy. Her whole demeanor changes. Eh? Hi, mister. Well, isn't this a rarity? To be called by a young Japanese person. JFK speaks fluent Japanese? As if. Japan changes its top brass so much it's dizzying. The nation is indifferent to politics and politicians are getting upset. Footnote says, don't forget the story that takes place in Japan. Even though you're reading in English, you need to assume everyone is speaking in Japanese. The thought of JFK coming back and speaking in Japanese after saying hi boy in English is absurd, making this already fishy medium even more questionable. This indifference towards politics is a cancer in our society. Ah, yes, sir. Finally. Whether you are a citizen of Japan or a citizen of the world, ask them the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which they ask of you. Okay, sir. See you later, boy. God bless. That's it. Next. Some kid sits down. Madam Yaga, you're a pretty good actress. You can impersonate pretty much anybody they ask of you. Where did you go to learn acting? How often do you practice impersonations? I do not engage in acting or impersonations. That's my policy. I can really contact and speak with the dead. When they respond, that is. Ah, sure. In that case, I won't tell you anything about me. But I'll believe you if you can call my dad and I can ask him a few things. You're a psychic, so you can find him easily. He died 2 years ago. Can you? Of course I can. Puts her hands together. Changes her demeanor completely. Hey, kid. Is your dad really dead? Oh, wait. Oh, this is still her. Okay. Hey, kid, is your dad really dead? Yeah. What's going on? Because I can't find him anywhere. Or there's no sign of his spiritual energy, rather. What? Come on, what are you talking about? Why would I lie about this? You fraudster, my father died and my mother cried so much. Let me talk to him now or your scam will be exposed. So she puts her hands back together. Let me try again. Harder. Takashi, what are you doing here wasting your time? Starts yelling at him. 21-year-old college student Takashi Yasumoto. He told us about the shocking experience that he had that day. Well, honestly, I was surprised when she called me by my name. But it's a pretty common name, isn't it? She could have guessed it. And she was only saying the kind of stuff all dads say when they scold their sons for not studying or wasting time. She was sitting there looking pretty pleased with herself. I was waiting the whole session to tell her these words with pride. Actually, my dad is pretty much alive. He's working at the office as we speak, but nice try. The people around us couldn't believe it. Madame Yaga gave an intense expression and said with a raspy and serious voice, "That's it. Next." But the scary part happened afterwards. That same night at home, I was telling my dad about what had happened today, when suddenly he asked me a strange question. About what time was this? I go into greater detail. He was silent the whole time. Actually, Takashi, it seems that around that time, my dad fainted at work. He must have been out for about 2 to 3 minutes, but at that moment, he had something defined as an out-of-body experience. He appeared in front of me and could see my feelings just as one could see stones below clear water. He started scolding me for having deceptive feelings and chewing me for my clear lack of honor. He remembered every word he said to me back then. He remembered the place and the people there. And the lie that I made up to make fun of her talents, he wasn't very happy with me, but forgot about it thinking it was a dream. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but after what happened to me, I think her powers are the real deal. Wow, oh goodness. She snatched his soul from his body and put it into hers, and during that time, he was out cold at work for 2 to 3 minutes. And was speaking at that's wild. And she didn't even like scold him. She just told him, all right, whatever, you don't believe me, just next. That's wow. What powers? I mean, we've seen physical powers throughout this entire series, and here this woman is conjuring up spirits. I wonder if she could have talked to Yujiro. Like, since he conjures himself up, like somebody asked in the comments, did Baki conjure up Yujiro? No, I don't think he did, like, at all. Like, I think he's so strong, he just conjured himself up. Like, that's wild. Whether they're living or dead, there isn't a spirit in this world that Sabuko Tokugawa, the world-renowned Madame Yaga, cannot bring from either side. Chapter 13, Man A and Man B. Overwhelming. That's the first word that will come to your mind when you cross paths with this massive man. Saying he's well built is truly an understatement. People walking around can't help but stop and look back at him. A neck as thick as a tree trunk. A chest that is a mountain that moves. Gigantic hands. As you look closely, you'll see countless old scars of varying sizes engraved into his body, vestiges of his many battles. The scars on his face, deep, intimidating, and large. His background is anything but normal. No one could ever think he leads a normal life. This is going to be a reckless brawl. This isn't so much as a match as it is a wild scuffle. Listen well, Hanayama. This is not the sort of thing that you do in front of bystanders, unaware of the danger. Fierce, brutal power, deadly, lethal, life-threatening. Those are the first words that will come to mind when describing this unusual man. He looks crazy with these glasses. Even from behind the sunglasses, his piercing eyes cause all in their gaze to cower. His arms bursting out from his jet black shirt, they say he has an abnormal male metabolism. A stature that stands over 6'3" and easily weighs more than 220 pounds. Yet his masculine steps are swift and light, like a fierce predator from the top of the feline family. Ah, what? His masculine figure is resonating. Can you sense an above average body temperature? It is his aura, or maybe his fighting spirit. In any case, you should know. He's always on guard. He could even dodge a freak bolt of lightning. At this moment, Man A finally stands in front of Man B, who has arrived recently. Could this be an unbelievable coincidence? No, this meeting was intentional for sure. Startled people screaming and crying are not to be blamed. And they didn't even do anything yet. They're just staring at each other and this chick's already screaming. Oh, Karen, so annoying. A talks first. Mr. Hanma, I deeply appreciate that you took the time to come here. You have my gratitude. B reacts. His hair, as if hardened by wax, suddenly begins to stand on end. Not only that, he bears his overly developed fangs. Only Yujiro would respond with going Super Saiyan. Oh my, this is too much. Here it comes, the two of them together, going at it to their heart's content. Tokugawa is dressed in, I don't know, camouflage attire. So we're looking up at this DNA building that's housing Musashi. Scientists is, he brought in, why do I keep wanting to call her Lady Baba? I don't know. Yaga brought her into the facility and he's not having it, but she's looking over this data. Not bad, not bad. I can't say that it's enough, but just about all the conditions appear to have been achieved in a satisfactory manner. If you're able to get his insulin, amino acids, and vitamin PZ levels all at 20%, that will be perfect for the procedure. And those words shock all these doctors. They didn't expect her to come with actual scientific information. All that's left is the final piece. This might be an uneducated, boastful statement, but all in all, I can have him awake in 5 minutes top. Wow, so she's super dope. Like, they didn't even know what to do to get this man to wake up. They were at a standstill, and she came in talking about, give me 5 minutes. Chapter 14, Skeptic. I wouldn't say what you've done here is perfect, but the results here are quite remarkable. This is a worthy vessel for such a strong spirit. I can have the spirit imbued in no more than 5 minutes tops. I have to say something. Mr. Horner, why are you remaining silent? Kenichi Tanaka, neuroscientist. He still hasn't said anything. I have to make sure that all of us are on the same page here. You can't possibly believe that this thing is for real. How long are we going to let this esoteric baloney hinder our research? I understand that, as ridiculous as it seems, this was Mr. Tokugawa's proposal, but you shouldn't forget we are men of science first. And if we're talking about these desecrating science, taking fantasy stories seriously from a psychic is the worst sin we can ever commit. You have two options. Either remove this charlatan from this project right now, or I want nothing more to do with it. I need an answer immediately. And she puts her hands together and starts chanting, and he sighs and says, "This is hopeless. That's a bad habit of yours, Kenichi. Come on, you got all our names and details from Tokugawa. Do you really think I'll fall for your esoteric BS? Don't fall for prejudices. Throw them away, all preconceptions. So many years telling you this and you still don't seem to understand it. What's this supposed to be? Don't get snarky with me, young man. She yells at him. Eyes are changed. He's now taking in what she said. He's looked down. All right, so you're possessed by somebody I know. Would you say something private about me so I can recognize you? Learn on an empty stomach. Sleep on an empty stomach. You need a sense of numbers for mathematics. That's what my dad used to say. Feeling is more important than understanding. You researched well. Somebody from my family must have told you that. Oh, by the way, Ken, has your athlete's foot cleared up? I'm not going to fall for this. The market medicines don't work, do they? I told you to put used tea leaves in your socks, didn't I? Impossible. Only my dad and I know about that. Like this. Are you still in love with that call girl from the Shinjuku parlor? Use a rubber when you visit her. That's enough. Say no more. Listen, Ken. Yes, throw away all your preconceptions. And then we can see him leaving her body. Oh. I'm always with you, Ken, my boy. So you can actually see his image at this point, making him a believer. What? Dr. Tanaka? Yes, Mr. Horner. Let's give it a try. So now we're back to Hanayama and Yujiro. Yujiro's already went Super Saiyan. And let's see what Hanayama is going to do. Mr. Hanma, I'm deeply grateful that you answered my call. Hanayama Kaoro, I'm not here because you called me. I'm just walking around town looking for my kind of fun. Even so, I appreciate finding you here today. Are we going to do it right here? Damn, kind of sudden and random, isn't it? Whatever you wish. Nah, let's take a walk. Okay, take a walk. Looking like two ridiculous forces just walking up the street. So, after that encounter with my son, people have been recognizing me all over the world. Wherever I go, people keep staring at me like I'm a damn superstar. I see. Well, you can't blame them for that. I even started using sunglasses so people can leave me alone. Just the other day, this kid started following me and pestering me for my autograph. Did you give it to him? Let's not talk about that. What do you mean? What do you mean? You better not have hurt that kid. I was right about that. About what? My yawns. They're gone. Super dope. So that's the end of chapter 14. And Hanayama and Yujiro have made it together. However, they haven't started banging yet. Hopefully we'll get that in the next video. But even just this alone, just having them speak to each other gives me goosebumps. And it's insane just thinking, like the fact that these characters that can't even talk, that these character developments are so extreme that like even when one appears on screen, you get goosebumps on what is about to happen or what could possibly happen. Like just with the Pickle and not Pickle, with Baki and Yujiro when they were fighting, but Pickle was watching them and showed up. Man, when I flipped that next page and Pickle was standing there, I almost lost it. And I love that. I love that. So just like with these two, even though they're not fighting just yet, just the fact that they're having a conversation is Yujiro, and Yujiro is speaking to him like a man, like listening to what they're about to say and whatnot. It's just great, like having Yujiro show anyone any type of glimpse of respect. I love it. Leave a comment below what you guys think about this video. Share with your fellow otaku. Hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're a new subscriber. Thank you very much. There is a playlist in the description in case you'd like to catch up. We have new Grappler Baki as well as Son of Ogre, and we're doing Kengan Ashura in the evenings as well as the Hanayama Gaiden on the weekend. So please subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Hope to see you next video, and as always, otaku.